Okay, everybody. I usually don't post, but once a day. I never usually post it twice a day. But I wanted to share with you. I was asked about this yesterday, and it just so happened. There goes the yellow butterfly. That's my mama telling me I'm doing something good. Uh, Something that I do for people that are sick or are having to go out of town due to sickness or surgery, things like that, to kind of give them a touch of home and things that they love. You have to do a little research to find out what kind of things these people like to eat, or what comfort foods and things like that that they like, or things that will just help them out, because sometimes, especially now with the COVID, you can be at the hospital and either be by yourself, or they may let one person in. So it's all about, trying to keep your brain and mind open and not get depressed. So I had somebody ask me yesterday about this. I started it a while back, and I call it, I went back to the story in the Bible. I was trying to rack my brain to find a name to call this. And the story just popped into my head about the little boy with the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and how God multiplied them and fed everybody. And really, when I make one of these for someone, I'm asking for a miracle too for them. I'm asking for the things in these bags to multiply, to give them multiple blessings, and to touch and heal them. So I thought I would kind of go through the bags and show you what I put in those. The name that I gave these bags are called Loaves and Fishes and Get Well Wishes. So we're going to be going through one of the bags, and I'll be showing you some of the things I put in the bags. And I do personalize it for whatever person. So whatever snacks I've already researched, and I know what kind of snacks you like, and just talking to your family and everything. And this stuff, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. A lot of times it's just showing you care. We lose so much of that in today's society due to the social media. I'm the type person, I'll tell you happy birthday on Facebook, but I want to call and sing to you also. And I just think there's a lot of that missing today, the social graces, and we need to talk to each other. And there's some people that will say, I don't like to talk on the phone, just text me. Well, I don't want to text you, I want to hear your voice. And you lose a lot of the feeling and the words behind, the meaning behind what you're saying a lot of times when you're just texting. So just wish we could get back to that. I like to get notes from people, and a lot of times too, it's like I don't need a gift ever. I love a card with somebody putting their heartfelt feelings into it. And so let's go through this bag. First thing we got here is this microfiber pillow that buckles around your neck and helps keep your neck and head cushioned. The reason I like this is because the person is going through their first chemo, and I've always heard through friends that have gone through this before that your feet and hands get cold. So this is just some stuff to keep her comfortable and keep her from getting cold. The next thing I put in there is a throw blanket. And to be honest with you, you can get throw blankets like this, pillows like this, at somewhere like Hammocks. If you've got a Hammocks near you, you can get them for $5 a piece. So that's not bad at all. Also, I've heard their feet get cold, and so I buy them a pair of the fleece socks so they can keep their feet warm. So there's too much to put in the backpack, so that's what goes in the bag. Now we'll get into the backpack, and like I said, I tried to just personalize it for the person, and I may have to lay the phone down, maybe not, but this book bag, you can get these too. I think I got it for $10 at Walmart. So just to show somebody you care, you don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars or whatever, but what's in here is wipes. Okay, you can get these anywhere. These actually came from Marshalls, and they're wipes you can use. You know how sometime when you can be at the hospital for a long time and you really feel like you can't leave, and you start to realize you're smelling a little gamey. Or say your face needs to be refreshed or something like that. Those wipes are really good for that. And I'm having a hard time zipping this up. I'm going to lay this down for a minute. Put it back in here. Okay. I personalized it with her name on it. And I got these stickers from Walmart also. And actually I got those stickers from the Dollar Tree. Okay. So in there, we've got the wipes. This is the book bag. So we are going to unzip the book bag and see what's in here. Okay. So it's not just all about the person that's sick. They've got somebody with them, so you find out what they like too. So I found out this person likes like crackers and goldfish and more of the salty snacks. So they got goldfish. And then what I always do is pack a container full of salty snacks, which these are the peanut butter toasty crackers from Lance. Okay. Now she is a little bit different. She loves the sweet stuff. And so she gets a container of brownies, and they can share all this. And she also loves Little Debbie fudge rounds, so they can share those. There's some tissue. We always need tissue. That we never get enough of that. Also at the hospital, especially right now, you can get to where you're feeling icky. This is hand sanitizer, so it'll help with germs and things like that in the hospital, because that's the last thing you want in the hospital. They can be a petri dish sometimes. So there's that. Also, you can buy things that'll help their mind. These are a lot of things I did with my mom too when she was sick with Alzheimer's, and my dad. There's a great big word find. And so I've got two of them, and they're large print, because sometimes you can have some people that are about as blind as I am, so the bigger the better. Also, I put in the zipper part here a pack of pens to use to work those books with. Okay, so we'll put all that out. And then I used to work near a Barnes & Noble, or you can go to Books A Million or some of these different places, and they had these journals 60% off, so I got a really good deal on those, and they're really good. And journaling has helped me so much since my dad got sick, because sometimes you can forget everything that happens exactly, and with these you can write a day-to-day basis of things that happen, and they've got scripture and different things written in them to help kind of stoke your imagination and your memory and pull stuff out of your brain and your heart and soul that you may not have ever thought about. And these can come back one day and really help you. This one's called God's Promises for a Woman's Heart. And I'm going to read to you what I wrote inside of it, because I like to personalize it. I said, I learned through my trials and valleys to journal, because these things test our faith. Sometimes after we come out of a hard situation, you may forget some of the details of just how God worked on you and through your life. We can sometimes also forget how far God's brought us from, unless we see how He's helped us overcome. And I started this ministry to give people that are out of town undergoing sicknesses or surgeries just a little touch of home. So these journals, that they'll come back later on and help you so much. I know I started doing it with my dad, and I'm a reluctant caregiver. That's not what I chose to do in life. But, as oftentimes we learn that we don't always have a hand in that. Sometimes God has other plans for our lives. And so when my dad was sick, he was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, or it's called amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. I hope I said that correctly. And it's where the muscles in your body quit working because your brain, the neurons quit telling the sensors in your limbs and things like that to stop working. So kind of learn what it was like to be in the hospital, feeling like you can't leave, feeling nasty and grimy. What could I do to help people? I try to also personalize and find a card for them, and I know this is all over the place because I'm having to go different places, but this card just simply says, prayer changes things. It quiets us down and opens us up to that still small voice inside. Prayer takes the desires of our heart and lifts them to a loving and listening God. Inside it says, and before we've even said amen, prayer gives us with a spirit of peace and blesses us with reassurance. And then it's just got praying for you. Well, also inside, I used to give rolls of quarters, but now a lot of these vending machines take cards. So usually I'll get like a prepaid Visa or MasterCard so that when they're at the hospital, they want something to drink or need something out of the vending machine to go with these goodies that I send them, then they'll have a card that they can use to do that with. So it's just a ministry that I have as far as just trying to help people because you're away from home, and a lot of times you can let me read something. I'm not what you would call probably book smart. I'm a hands-on type person, so I had a hands-on experience with being there with my dad, being away from home. You don't know what you're going into, but with these comforts of home, you can still have a sense of home, even though you're away from home and the people you love. I also learned that with Mom. And these are not the only types of bags I pack. I'll also talk to you later on about the two different types of bags that I always packed with for Mom, and we took them everywhere we went. So we'll talk about that later, but today I wanted to just tell you about this ministry I have, and I call it Loaves and Fishes and Get Well Wishes, because God can multiply His blessings. He can multiply your healing. He can you could get down there and they not even be able to find anything. And so that's kind of the prayer on these. And I pray every time I give somebody one, I want them to feel God's presence around them, not just the food, not just to know that somebody cares about them, and that not only does God have their back, but that I've got their back too. So I hope everybody enjoyed this. And like I said, it just takes time. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but people enjoy knowing that they mean something to you. And you have a lot of people, and I say this all the time, that say, well, it's implied that I love you. No, it's not always implied. I lost a good friend a couple of weeks ago, and things can be left unsaid as having, I wish I could have said I love them. Well, it's implied. No, sometimes that person, that might be the one thing that they need to hear to keep them from making a decision that they would regret. So that's why I try to do things like this for people, to try to let them know that I love and care about them. So I hope everybody has a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. And remember, you can't care for anyone unless you care for yourself first.